Now, like you guys know, I'm a bit of a basketball fan, so today we're going to talk about some more news from the BBL, the British Basketball League. What a league it is, so underrated, and we've got some massive stories over the last couple of days. Sorry I haven't uploaded much about basketball on this channel recently. Honestly, the Coast to Chelsea stuff's been taking over. That, if you don't know already, that's my theme park channel. That's been taking over a lot of my time recently, so I'm going to try and split it both ways now. Now I've got that back in full fitness. I'm going to try and grow this channel as well. So we're going to do some more content, not just, sports. But today we're focusing on the BBL. So, before we get started, please like, comment, subscribe, click the notification bell so you never miss a YouTube video. And let's get into talking about the latest stories over the last couple of days from the BBL. That's right, it's another episode of BBL Off the Court. So kicking off today, the Glasgow Rocks have signed some European flair in the form of 6'5" French guard David Mapondo. Now, he previously played for Espoirs Boulogne-le-Vaubois, I don't know how it's pronounced, in France for 2 years before moving to Montenegrin and Spanish leagues. I'd like to thank Coach Gareth Murray for believing in me and giving me the opportunity to play for the Glasgow Rocks this season, spoke Mpondo. The BBL is a fast-growing and competitive league that will benefit my style of play and athleticism. Now, the player coach, Gareth Murray, went in to add, I'm very happy to have signed a young, exciting talent for the future. David is a combo guard who loves to play fast-paced and aggressive attacking offence. He's also an excellent on-ball defender. He has a great attitude and work ethic with the skills and athleticism to do well in the league. He'll be an exciting player to watch, and I look forward to coaching him and seeing him develop. Now, the owner of Glasgow Rocks, Duncan Smiley, reflected on the signing, saying Gareth has a vision on how he wants to play and the type of player he needs for next season, and David fits the bill. We look forward to seeing him soon in Glasgow. So, that's a big story there with David Mpondo. Now, this 6'5" guard from France is a great European aspect for the Glasgow Rocks, and it's going to really revitalise their challenge to win the title next season. And I think the Glasgow Rocks have got themselves a true star on their hands. Now, sticking with the Glasgow Rocks, the 6'7" forward/centre that's played in the last 2 years in France, NM1, has now become the Rocks' 6th signing for the forthcoming season. It's Mark Kowedi. Now, he said, player coach Gareth Murray said, when looking for a player to replace Ali and Max in the centre position, it was obvious very difficult to find a player that fits both these guys' styles and skills. In saying that, Mark has the strength and low post presence and the ability to protect the basket and defend multiple positions. As you can tell from the type of players I've signed, Mark is a young up-and-coming player that's looking for a bigger role on a team. Now, Mark went on to add, I'd like to thank Glasgow for the opportunity, and I'm here to improve and progress with the coach and my teammates. And the owner showed excitement behind the new signing, saying the squad is coming together and we can't wait to get the guys under the floor under player coach Gareth Murray's leadership. It's starting to feel like the 2020-2021 season was in touching distance, and I know the fans and sponsors will get behind us in whatever ways they can in these tough times. So it seems from there that the Glasgow Rocks have got themselves an absolute plan in place for young up-and-coming talent for first-team appearances. And you know what? In terms of a long-term approach, that is an incredible way to go for the Glasgow Rocks. And as a basketball fan in general, I wish them every success for the future, because in terms of British basketball, I've got no favourite team or anything like that. I just love it all in general. So I'm a neutral to every single fixture. So, Glasgow Rocks, I'm sure will have a fantastic season next season with the players they're getting in, with the people they're trying to replace. And, Gareth Murray's obviously got a plan in place and they want to play a specific way. So hopefully for Glasgow Rocks, it will work out for them. Now, moving from Glasgow down to Bristol. Now, London Lions have confirmed that Kirvin, Bristol, see what we did there, will return to their squad as the club's Basketball Champions League debut nears. The 6'10" centre Kirvin Bristol returns after a season in the Ukraine with MBC Mykolaiv, averaging his custom 8 rebounds a game and almost 2 blocked shots per game. Now, the fan favourite Bristol has a huge amount of European experience. Now, if you want a bit of stats on this guy, following graduation from Fordham University in 2012, the 31-year-old has had his first taste of pro basketball in Turkey, where he averaged 11 points, 13 rebounds and 3 blocks a game. Stints in the top leagues of France, Ukraine, Russia and Poland saw performances in the Basketball Champions League and the Euro Cup, so this guy's no stranger to the Champions League. The defensive stopper led the VTB League in rebounding and set a single game record 19 rebounds. He then won the championship with Katarja in Finland in the 16-17 season, before replicating that feat here in the BBL as the Lions captured their first ever league title back in 2019, the season before. Now, the head coach of the Lions, Vince McCauley, says Kervin is one of the most lovely guys I've ever coached. He really is a coach's dream. He works hard all the time, he takes on any challenge on the floor, and the spirit he brings to the team is awesome. One of the main reasons we achieved what we did was down to Kervin, and if I knew I'd have the chance to ever Rose again, it would bring him back to London. Now, Bristol went ahead and added, I'm excited and grateful for this opportunity to be back in London for another season. I loved it here last time, and competing in the Basketball Champions League is just icing on the cake. So fans will get to see him for the first time on the 15th of September when the Lions take on Neptuna's Klaipeda in the Basketball Champions League qualifier. Tickets and details of television coverage will be confirmed nearer the date, and of course I'll be able to keep you guys updated on all of that. So Kervin Bristol, see what we did at the start there. So Bristol is a great player, and I'm sure London Lions have got themselves on an absolute gem of a player again this season, for next season. And you know, the fact that fans are going to be able to see him in the Basketball Champions League in that qualifier on the 15th of September is a great sight for London Lions fans, and I'm sure that Kervin Bristol is going to be a fantastic asset to the 2019 and currently reigning now BBL champions. Now, moving down from the London Lions, and we're going to be going to the Reading Rockets. And technically Bristol Flyers as well, because Liam Davis will return from his loan spell with Reading Rockets and will compete for Bristol Flyers during the 2020-2021 BBL season. Now, the 6'9" forward signed a 2-year deal with the club last season and spent the 1920 campaign out on loan with the Reading Rockets in the NBL Division 1. Now, Davis made 23 appearances for the Rockets last season, averaging 16.1 points and 8.3 rebounds. Speaking to the club's official YouTube channel, Davis said, I'm so excited, it's been a long time coming. I've heard so much about the fan base in Bristol and I can't wait to get started. My time with Reading was a great experience. I learned a lot about myself, both on and off the court, and Coach Alan Keane really helped me improve my game. I tried to watch every Flyers game on YouTube last season and I can't wait to be around the team. They look hungry and they look like they want to compete, and that's the type of guys I want to be around. Now, Davis joined the Flyers from Ben E. Lott in Pointe Petre, Guadeloupe, following a successful 4-year spell at Bethany College in NCAA Division 3. The 24-year-old posted 13.1 points, 7 rebounds and 1.2 blocks per game in his senior year at Bethany, helping the Bisons to the PAC tournament finals, while also earning all PAC second team honours. Flyers head coach Andreas Kapoulas added Liam produced a strong season in NBL 1 and made big improvements on and off the court as the season went on. I'd like to thank Reading Rockets owner Gary Johnson and head coach Alan Keane for supporting Liam in his first year of pro basketball in the UK. We've been in consistent communication during the off-season to support his transition to the BBL, so he's ready to go as soon as he arrives in Bristol. So this is fantastic. So it's great to have this, this new guy, first year in pro basketball last year with Reading Rockets, and now he's going to be competing with Bristol. And Bristol's got a young up-and-coming player here, so I think that this is going to be a great season for the guy, and I wish him all the best. Moving in then to Cheshire Phoenix this morning. Well, this afternoon, evening technically. And basically Cheshire Phoenix announced this morning that guard Pharaoh Gordon has re-signed with the team for the upcoming campaign. So the 24-year-old signed for the club in January 2020 and since then appeared in 6 of Nynx's matches. In Short's period with the Phoenix, Gordon averaged 4.7 points, 5 rebounds and 2 assists per game, and the 6'6" Brit previously played for RSV Eintracht Stahnsdorf in the G Pro B League and is featured for both England under 18 and Great Britain under 20. So he said it feels good to be back at Phoenix. I think it's quite a natural process. Mutually, the Phoenix and I are fans of each other, so there wasn't much stress over negotiations. I felt coming back was the best thing for me personally. I already have a relationship with the Phoenix staff, and I'm comfortable here, which right now I think is what I need to propel onward. Now, the coach Ben Thomas added bringing Thoreau back was an easy decision for us. In the short time he had with us last season, he really impressed on the floor. I expect even more improvement this season, and I know he's ready to prove himself within the BBL. Thoreau is another versatile player who can play both the guard spot and also a small forward when needed. After coming in late last season, he settled into the team really well, proving to be a great teammate, which is hugely important for us as a club. So that, again, is a big coup for the Cheshire Phoenix. I think that, with Thoreau Gordon coming back to the Knicks, I think that this is going to be an incredible season for him next season. I think that Thoreau coming back is great. He's a versatile player. He can play in a couple of different positions, so you need versatile players in your squad, and it's good that the Phoenix have got this guy back, a versatile player back for next season. And I think that, hopefully Thoreau will have a good season next season and not be, plagued by injuries and things like that. So I wish him all the best for next season. Next up, Jack Hudson is going to be returning to Manchester Giants. So Hudson is a 6.1 point guard from Liverpool who averaged 6 points, 4 assists and 4 rebounds in 7 games last season, and was particularly impressive on defensive duties against some of the top point guards in the BBL. After missing nearly 3 months with a knee injury, he finished the season strongly, returning with 9 points, 5 assists and 2 steals over the last 3 games. He scored in double figures on one occasion with 13 points on 6 to 8 shooting against the Sheffield Sharks, and twice handed out 7 assists, including Cheshire and Plymouth. So basically, the Giants head coach Danny Byrne said Jack's performance was one of the bright spots from last season, and he not looked out of place at any stage as he moved through the levels. I said when we initially signed him that I wanted him here for 3 years, so to now be building around him as a Northwest-based player is exciting. So a few months ago we anticipated being in the market for a US point guard, but Jack played so well towards the end of last season that we altered our recruitment strategy, and he'll be our starting point guard this season. I don't think that achievement should be underestimated for a local player who stepped up through the divisions. So his defence sets a tone for us, and the level-headed manner in which he ran the team from the point guard position is exactly what we need. He will only continue to learn and grow in the coming season as we put a strong group of players around him. So prior to joining the Manchester Giants, Hudson starred for Liverpool Basketball Club in the 18-19 when he led them to promotion from the National Basketball League Division 2 while winning MVP in the playoff final, as he had a near triple-double of 16 points, 8 rebounds and 8 assists in victory against Westminster Warriors at the Giants' new home, the National Basketball Performance Centre. That season, he averaged 15 points, 6 assists and 5 rebounds per outing, shooting the 3-ball at 38%. On promotion to the NBL Division 1, he averaged 13 points, 5 assists and 5 rebounds, a level of consistency that resulted in a mid-season move to the Giants and a step back up to the BBL, where he hadn't played since being a teenager at Mersey Tigers in 2012-2013. Now, Hudson added to those comments from earlier from the head coach, I think I handled the step up well, I was prepared for it and I knew what was required in the league. This season is all about establishing myself in this position from a personal point of view. As a group, we've come to point of proof this coming season. We want to give the fans something to shout about, especially as we move into our new home, which is something we're all really excited about. So Jack Hudson really is a player that's got a story here. He's been moving up the divisions, he's been proving himself every single division he's played in, and this guy's just been proving himself at every single level he's played at, so it was inevitable that eventually he was going to become a starting player that the team can be built around. And I think that Jack Hudson could be a future leader and a future captain for the Manchester Giants. I think he's got that leadership abilities, and the fact that he's a Northwest-based player, he's played through the divisions, he's got that, that more local ability, and he recognises the local ability. So, Jack Hudson, like I said, he's got that leadership quality that could lead him into the captaincy role in the future. And I think that for him to be the starting guard, and for the fact that his performances to the back end of this past season has, forced the recruitment strategy of the club to change, is something else. And I can't wait to see him perform next season. Our penultimate story today, then we go back to Glasgow and we go over to Julius Van Sawyers, who has signed for the 2020-2021 season. So the 6'8" 6'8" forward, spent 4 years at Long Island University before joining Worcester Wolves last season, but now he becomes the Rock's 5th signing for next season. So, player coach Gareth Murray says Julius is a very versatile player, able to face up to bigger players and drive on the back down smaller players in the post. He's very smart and a hard worker who always wants to play team basketball. I hope he uses this season to progress the game even further. I look forward to working with him this season. Now, Julius added to that, I'm beyond grateful to excited to join Glasgow Rocks. I believe this is a great opportunity for me and to continue growing as a player, and I'm looking forward to competing with the championship with a talented and growing organisation. And the owner, Duncan Smiley, reflected on this signing by saying our roster is coming together well for the new season, and Julius looks like a great addition and able to play in a few positions. We look forward to welcoming him to our city and team. So Julius's sponsor will be Gallo Acoustics, and Colin Urie and his team wants to make sure they tied him down to the minute he signed, so we'd like to say a big thank you to Gallo Acoustics. So this one, again, a versatile player, a team player, which is what Gareth Murray seems to be going for with his tactics and his recruitment with the owners. I think that, again, this is a great signing for the club, and I think that Glasgow Rocks are going to be a dominant force next season. I've just got a feeling that Glasgow are going to be very, very dominant next season. Finally then, in the episode of BBL Off the Court, before we sign off ready for next week, is Josh Rogers extending his stay with the Bristol Flyers. Now, Josh Rogers has extended his stay until the end of next season. The Bristolian forward has committed for a second year with his hometown club after rejoining the Flyers last season following spells in America and Europe. Born in Bristol, he came through the ranks at the Flyers and graduated from the SGS Academy of Basketball, making his senior debut in September 2011 at the age of 17 in the NBL Division 1. He went on to sign a full athletic scholarship with Carson Newman in NCAA Division 2, making 110 appearances during his collegiate career, posting an average of 9.4 points and 6.8 rebounds in his senior year. Speaking to the YouTube channel official from the club, Rogers said it's really exciting to be able to build on the positive aspects from last season and keep progressing the club's journey. I've been using this time during lockdown to learn more about my game. I've been in regular contact with Coach Kapoulis and having film review sessions over Zoom. It's been great to go in depth on little things that will make us more effective next season. So the 25-year-old made 21 appearances for the Royals and was a key part of their 2019 trophy-winning squad, which also reached the playoff final at the O2 Arena. Now, last season, Rogers made 12 league appearances for the Flyers whilst helping the club reach their first ever BBL Cup final before the season was cut short due to the pandemic. Now, having him return is huge for the programme, says Flyers head coach Andreas Kapoulis. He's a great role model for young players, and we're certainly looking for him to make more of an impact this season with his skill, versatility and leadership qualities. So again, a really good stay for the Bristol Flyers, and I think that, this guy Josh Rogers is going to be a great asset for the younger players. Like the coach said, he's going to be a great, role model for the younger players to look up to, and I think he's going to be a future leader. Hopefully he can tie him down to a longer contract at the end of next season, depending how he does and how he performs, and what's his mind process going to be at the end of next season, this time next year. Will he want to stay on for a further couple of years or a further year? Will he want to move on at the end of next season? We still don't know. That part of the story's a bit undecided at the minute, but for now at least, he is still a Bristol player this next season. So there we go, guys. That is the end of this episode of BBL Off the Court. It's a big one today. We've had a lot of stories over the past few days. A lot of people coming back, a couple of new people coming into the league or returning to the league after an absence of a year or two, and of course some extensions on contracts. So everything's going off, and I think my highlight of this week has got to be the Glasgow Rocks. They've been just recruiting, and I really am starting to understand the tactics of the head coach Gareth Murray, and I think that this guy has just got a knack for team basketball, and his team, an all-round team mentality is driving the club forward, and I think that the owners behind him, the players are behind him, the new signings are behind him, and Gareth Murray wants a title next season. So I think that Glasgow are trying to really go for it next season, and it'll be exciting to see how the team performs next season. So There we go. So that is this episode of BBL Off the Court. I'll be back next week, some point next week, with some more stories ready for the next episode. But for now, guys, thank you very, very much. I'm the CHALL, your channel for sports and entertainment videos. And for now, guys, see you guys in the future. Cheers. Have a nice day.